wasted on this Monday. I still take my final breath, and I gather on for one day. I still feel it in my chest. I was taken to the chapel just to see my best friend dead. These are the images I just want out my head. Though my eyes were blinded one day, I still see your face so clear. Your scars have washed away from Sunday, but they're still ringing in your ear. I tried to watch over your barroom, but I'm just not welcome here. How did those days of ours just seem to disappear? I tried to hide, get this dream on out of sight. You asked me why. I fought this feeling for so long. I'd love to have your loving back again. I'd love to have your loving back again. Now I sit alone on Thursday, waiting for the snow to clear, reading posters with my name. Is there something more I fear? While you drive on down that highway, saying the end must be near. Oh, and it's times like these you wish a helping hand was here. Oh, I tried to hide, get this dream on out of sight. You asked me why. Oh, I fought this feeling for so long. I'd love to have your loving back again. Oh, I'd love to have your loving back again. Oh yeah. Oh, I'd love to have your loving back again. Oh, I'd love to have your loving back again. Oh, my love. I said, oh, my love. Oh, my love. I said, oh, my love. Oh, my love. Oh, my love. Oh, yeah. I said, oh, my love. Oh, my love. Oh, my love.
So, what's your favorite sport?
Basketball. I run a basketball league in the summer.
You run one?
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a 60-point triple-double one time. 3-on-2. I was on the team with 2. We won.
Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to pretend I know what that means?
You can pretend.
Yeah, dude, no way. That's fucking sick. Oh my God. All right. So obviously the piano is kind of your kind of signature instrument, right? Do you find that helps you stand out a little bit more compared to all these other artists?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Like up in Kingston for Queen's, school and whatnot, I'm like the only keyboardist, like just keyboardist. There's like people play the synth in some of the bands. I got my one friend Kieran. He's funny. He stands like over top of the piano and like hunches over. And as like a classically trained perspective, I'm like, how do you play like that? But he gets into it and he's so good. It's remarkable to me. But yeah, it's an advantage, but also a disadvantage. I mean, it's hard to take it around, right?
True.
Like someone can just show in with a guitar case and they'll sit down and do whatever they need to do, right?
And then so when it comes to the piano, then how did you was it just like, I want to play the piano one day, or how did that go?
Well, I would have been 5 when I started. My kindergarten teacher taught me. She, I don't actually know how she got into it. Her name was Miss Kerwin, lovely lady. I haven't seen her in years, actually, since I stopped getting lessons from her. But she told my mom after I graduated kindergarten, hey, I think your son would be an excellent student. He's a smart kid, and music helps, both sides of the brain connect, and it's just good for maturing someone as they get older. But I can't teach him until he's in grade 1, so you got to wait till his birthday. So then I must have started September 2007.
So how do you go from, okay, I'm taking piano lessons, and then how did that come into this album? How did you get from grade 1 piano lessons to Everest?
COVID kind of changed everything. Like I would just be playing my RCM stuff if it wasn't for COVID. Maybe that's not entirely true, because once I passed my grade 6 exam, my second teacher, Stacy, was like, do you really want to do grade 7? I was like, no, thank you. Somebody finally asked me that. I don't at all. So we started learning like The Entertainer, Scott Joplin, La La Land, Me and Sebastian's theme, stuff like that. Just classic stuff that I enjoyed. The theme from Up.
Oh,
right?
nice.
Yeah. But then COVID happened, and then I was still playing stuff I wanted to play, but then I got into like 60s and 70s and stuff that I already had listened to with my parents. But then I realized how much I love it. And I would listen to, new album every day, and did the discographies of all my favorite bands, top to bottom, for like a year and a half. And then I realized I wanted to start writing stuff. So then I started probably experimenting with writing the end of 2020. And then I started actually having an idea to write an album like September 2021, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Or even like summer 2021. I found some old audio clips, and it has like some of the chords from Everest, actually.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But then the first recording would have been like February 2022.
Okay, sick. And then so for this specific song, Have Your Lovin' Back, this one's very narrative driven. And I've noticed this throughout your album, is that there's a lot of kind of references to like religion and like churches and gods and stuff like that. So I guess my question is like, is there any, like, do you feel yourself like connected religiously? Do you subscribe to any sort of religion then? Or is it just like, how do these themes relate to you and your music?
Yeah, very good question. I mean, I grew up Christian, still am. I used to play organ in church in grade 4 and 5. But it's a good question. I'm really not sure. I think it's just kind of something that is prevalently on the mind more, not even perhaps talking about God in general, but just higher power. Because when stuff happens to you in life and it gets you down, or like you really don't know why it happened, especially like heartbreak and loss, which is a lot of the album, you look for an answer, right? And you may not be able to find an answer. There probably isn't one. And I think you start to question things of higher power. So that's where a lot of that sort of stuff comes from. And like I said, death. And I think death is associated heavily with church and religion, funerals, right?
Yeah. Would you say then, so, because you mentioned you play the organ and stuff like that, so that kind of does relate to my question, where it was like, because I feel like this isn't super, like I wouldn't say this is like a super like religious driven album, you know what I mean? Like I don't like hear like a lot of gospel, but there also obviously definitely is that amazing kind of influence from like rock and roll and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like, where do those two kind of, did you blend those together where you're like, this one's going to be kind of more like, this one's going to be a rock song, this one's going to be like a nice emotional driven, like how did you, or was it just natural?
Yeah, I think it's natural. I mean, the melody sort of dictates what I'm going to like do after, right? Because I'll just sit down and I'll start playing the piano and I'll come up with something I like, and then the lyrics get dictated based on what I come up with as a piano part.
Okay.
But also I'll write a piano part and then I'll write an organ part. Maybe even before some lyrics, right? Just of what would work well to support and like elevate the piano.
Yeah.
Because it's difficult also to write just a piano song, for me at least, because, you know, I think about putting a guitar on there and stuff, and it's sort of difficult to sit and write like a lead piano part versus, you know, like on a guitar, you can write an epic riff or an epic, you know, guitar solo without perhaps having the context previously. But I need the context before I think furthermore.
Okay. And this kind of leads me into my next. So I believe you have another rock and roll song for us. Something a little bit more classic, classic driven. So I do have a couple questions and sparked off that.
Yep.
But do you wanna show us what
Sure.
we got before we
let's give it a roll. 5,000 days.
Fuck yeah, let's do it.
right.
5,000 days. Here we go. Michael Zuzek.
All right. I think this is number 3 off the album.
if we're getting specific. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 3.
500 years I ride for you, babe. 400 miles I'd swim for you, babe. And 300 days I prayed for you, babe. But these last 2 weeks have brought me new pain. So 100 days I brought you flowers. Sat on your porch and cried for hours. While those 50 roses got the showers. I waited on your brown eyes to give me powers. 14 years to lock me up in here. Trying to stop this burning love. This bird still sings and I move just like the king. 5,000 days till I get your love. Get on out this cage and ease the feeling that's burning hot. This bird still sings and I move just like the king. 5,000 days till I get your love. This bird still sings and I move just like the king. 5,000 days since I had your love.
Holy shit, man. That's so fun.
Thank you.
It's so I was gonna say the whole point is kind of funny, just me just sitting watching you play the piano. It's so cool to just kind of watch you do your thing. Because I saw you guys live in what was it, last summer, but like holy shit, man. No, so that's so that one definitely is that's like your rock.
I'd say so, yeah.
Is it an anthem? Would you call it an anthem?
It might not be as much of an anthem. It's like, I don't know, but it's definitely like fast-paced rock. I mean, Mean Old Woman, the other one, that's like blues rock, right? It's a bit slower and the chords are pretty bluesy. This is just simple, a few chords in the chorus, right?
Okay.
Or verse, I guess.
And what I love about this one too, right, is especially you hear it in all different versions of it, but your vocal, like the way you sing is so classic, you know what I mean? Like classic rock's got a little bit of rasp to it. And so like, did you do any lessons for that or anything?
No.
Or was it?
No. Yeah. No, well, in COVID, I never sang before COVID.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just started singing as I played, right?
Yeah.
And try to stretch, you know, you try to learn how to sing, right? It really would be difficult because I was trying to sing Beatles stuff too.
Okay.
And it's all high pitched and like, you know, they're high voices.
Yeah.
The four of them, they could, you know, Paul had a ridiculous range. So it was difficult learning to do that, but I guess that's probably what pushed me and to learn to be able to sing in different ways, especially like loving different singers. And, you know, the rasp it's classic rock, but it's also, I think, like going from softness and some of like Graystone or no other, some of those softer songs to something like that, like the Guess Who and the keyboardist and the lead singer there, he's a genius and he's Canadian and he had the sort of same thing. He could get really raspy or These Eyes, that song, Cry Every Night for You. He could sing that, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's where I get a lot of that influence from too.
Would you say that there is like a song for everyone? Like if someone's like, oh, I can't sing. You like, would you just say like you can, but you just need a certain song?
Yeah, everyone can sing. I'm in a class right now at Queen's. First time ever doing like a vocal class, and that's the first like on our quiz or midterm. It was like a yes and no, and it was or true or false. I guess I should say, and it was like true or false. Everyone can learn to sing, and the answer is true because everyone can.
Yeah.
It's just about your vocal range, right?
I don't know why.
Because you'll hear a favorite song, like maybe you love Queen, but like it's very difficult to sing like Freddie Mercury. I can't sing like Freddie Mercury, right?
Yeah.
Even just like when he sung on a low register, very powerful. It's very difficult for people to even get that power. Like my uncle, he's like, oh, I'm tone deaf. I'm tone deaf. He always laughs at himself. But then he sings in the low register, and I'm like, no, you can actually sing very well down there. So everyone can learn to sing.
Oh my God. Well, speaking of singing, I probably can't or shouldn't. But what I can maybe do is play guitar.
Oh, that'd be nice.
We can maybe try. And I think the next song we have up requires a little bit of that.
It does.
It does a little bit. So let's see how this goes.
Let's do it.
But I did bring mine.
Yeah,
here if
right
you wanna give
on.
it a shot.
I think it's the only song on the album with acoustic guitar.
Is it actually?
Besides maybe a little bit in Graystone.
Oh, really? Okay, let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
See what happens. If I suck ass, I suck ass. But hey,
Let's do it.
here we go.
Carry on, mon chaland. Take that cold breeze through your mind. We have lost all the time, and I don't want no life without you. I remember when the days were long and the wind was strong. I could scream and no one would hear. Carried on our lives like no one cared. Oh, I wanna be there, just standing and looking at you. You were brave and tried to stay, but now I'm knocking at your door. If I freeze, at least you'll see that I'm still getting old without you. I remember when the days were long and the wind was strong. Could scream and no one would hear. We carried on our lives like no one cared. Oh, I wanna be there, just standing and looking at you. Oh, just standing and looking at you. Carried on through the hall, making memories of it all. We have lost all the time, and I don't want no life without you. Very nice, Eden. Perfect. Really? I love that. The Wassermann, everybody.
The Wassermann, yeah, fuck. There you go. Oh my God, I hit the wall. Dude, that's so sick. I love Scott's song. That's definitely, okay, definitely one of, I don't know. Not that I had to pick a favorite, but it's definitely up there for sure. With,
I agree. like I said, not always favorite, but I love something of each song, right?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And when the drums kick on that one, when
Yeah.
everything comes together, and those backing vocals are like some of my favorite.
Yeah, I was listening back in the car. Yeah, it's so
yeah.
fucking good, man. So that was actually one of the first on the album, then, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, that was the first song that stuck, that kind of made it, you know,
Yeah.
that we always thought was too good to get rid of, right?
It was funny too, and you pointed this out. This one was written around a guitar, where the other ones were written around the piano.
Yes.
So again, what's kind of the backstory of this song? How did it come to be?
Well, yeah, so I'm in my room in Kingston.
Yeah.
And Scott comes downstairs. He's like, hey, I got this song. And he plays me that first part. I'm like, that's great. That's great. He's like, help me come up with it. I haven't been able to finish the chords. So we found that together. And then he didn't do any, I did all the lyrical work. And he said, like, recently, he's like, the funny thing is that what you said, although I didn't, this is him talking. He's like, although I didn't write the lyrics and I didn't give you any advice on what the lyrics should be, that's exactly what I would have written about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Well, because, you know, I heard what he played. I knew what he was thinking, kind of writing it, right?
Sure.
But then he played me another song, and I'm like, can you put that in A? He's like, no, it has to be in D based on my fret structure. I'm like, no, you have to put it in A. It's like a perfect, like, brother-sister song. They have to go together.
Oh, no way.
Can't do what he says. So that's why I wrote that interlude part where it goes from A major to D major.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, like you're asking, like that is a song where I can put piano as like the solo instrument, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like, we came up the solo that's on the record. We came up with that like in the 3-hour session that we spent writing the song.
Oh, with the rest of the rusty trombones?
No,
Or
just
was
with,
that-
just with me and Scott.
Oh, you and
like right
Scott.
there, like
Oh,
that
no way.
day of that he showed me it.
Oh, shit.
He's like that. He's like, don't change it perfect. I'm like, all right, I won't. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny you mentioned kind of the, he didn't have to say what the lyrics were, but that's kind of what it was about. And that, the lyrics for this one, I think hit a bit of somewhat special place for me, because this is just my interpretation, but I feel like it's quite a lot about kind of like growing up, especially with that line about the hall, like kind of school hall, stuff like that. So what does kind of growing up mean to you?
It's good questions. I mean, I've had a great life so far, to say the least. I have an amazing family. I have a big family too. Great friends. Always had great friends all my life. And it's nice. I have like friends that I became super close with in high school that just as things went on during high school, those are my guys, and they still are my guys to this day, right? The Fairfield guys, of course. But I've never lost touch with my friends from elementary. And that's our basketball league, right? It always has been, and so we'll always be friends, right? But I think what it is about growing up is that, like, especially what Graystone, our next one here, tends to talk about, is it's not sad that, you know, the past of my life isn't necessarily sad, but it's sad that it's gone. You know what I mean? The past doesn't have to be sad, but it's sad that the past has passed.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of how I look at growing up a lot.
Interesting.
Being an adult, I don't know. I'm still a kid.
Yeah. I find the same way too, because I'm just like, I think recently I've like, well, I don't think I'm gonna change. I think I'm still gonna find, you know, like stupid things funny. And I think it's just kind of maturing, is realizing you can still do those things, but kind of prioritizing the more boring things in life. So you don't necessarily have to become boring. You just have to, you know, you have to do your laundry on a Sunday, and you got to do all that shit. So no, it's an amazing song. It's a beautiful song. So Scott, if you're watching this, you did a great. You started something special there. So
You did. Shut up.
amazing. And you mentioned Graystone, which is I think our next song.
That it is.
Final song for the day.
Yep.
And so this is the closer on your album, and this is the closer for today. And I think anyway, well, I'll let you play it, and then we'll get to it.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
Walk down the road a mile to see where the police lay. Though it's long and wide, it's nowhere I wanna stay. I don't miss it anymore, I still cry from your face. The 501 is a route near mine, me and Jack used to play. Though it's gone in memory. I remember what my mama said. I don't miss it anymore. I still cry from your face. There's a reason not to pick me up, but you won't find it waiting here on the corner. I'm just waiting here in the dark, hoping that you'll pick me up when I'm a little older. Graystone's a peaceful home, but it torments me to this day. Yellow card with your name and heart still remains since you've gone away. I don't miss it anymore. I still cry from your face. I sang, I don't miss it anymore. I still cry from your face. I took a chance on my weather cap and a voice they said was good. As I walked by Barren Ave, I saw you standing where I once stood, singing, I don't miss it anymore. I still cry from your face. You sang, I don't miss it anymore. I still cry from your face. There's a reason not to pick me up, but you won't find it waiting here on the corner. I'm just waiting here in the dark, hoping that you'll pick me up when I'm a little older.
There you go. There it is. Graystone.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Fuck. I don't know. What can I say after that? Like, you're right. That whole, you know, saying goodbye, like having your childhood be kind of like, you know, gone but not forgotten kind of way. Like that's what makes it the sad part.
Totally.
One of the lyrics that stands out so much to me is the standing here in the dark, hoping you'll pick me up when I'm a little older. So give me a little bit of the backstory there. Tell me a little bit about the history and kind of like, is this like a personal connection one, or is it like a narrative? I think we know, but just give me a little insight.
This is definitely the personal one. I mean, like I always talk about it as a huge Beatles fan that I am. This is like my, you know, like personal story. It's my like Penny Lane or my Strawberry Fields, talking about where I grew up, right? Childhood home, just what's around me, kind of stuff like that. The experiences there, right? Like breakups, you know.
No.
You know, two breakups, living in that house.
Shit.
Right? So, but that's what you learn from, right? And that's what you grow up from, and you grow as a person, right? So that's what that song specifically is about. Just it's about like growing up and changing within your friendships with your friends, and you know, with romantic partners as well, right? So that's really what that's about. And yeah, it's about love and loss, right? And that's kind of what life is about. And like you said, the picking up when you're a little older, right? It's like you're always hoping that people stick around, right? And maybe they will, maybe they won't, right?
Yeah. No, I think it's just a really beautiful song. Yeah, in that whole regard there. Especially with it being obviously very personal. I would say not only this song, but there's a lot of songs in the album that are especially a little vulnerable. So with this being your first kind of public release and stuff like that, like how did you kind of feel releasing something that's kind of personal? Like
totally fine with it.
Yeah.
It's because so I co-produced and mixed and mastered with Aiden Ellison, a good friend of mine, and he has a great ear. He always has. And so I knew once I wanted to get stuff finished, like he'd be my guy in the chair, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we always, during all the sessions of mixing, it was like, this is just the best sounding song, and it's probably the best written song. Okay. So there's no question that it wasn't, you know, the question was, is it gonna be the first single or the second single, right? Right, you know? Yeah. But yeah.
So you're confident in the song itself, but even still like any kind of...
I was totally okay with the vulnerability, right? Yeah. I'm an open book, you know?
Cool. Yeah. No, that's amazing. And then so where do you kind of hope to go with this album? And yeah, where do you think it will go? Where do you hope to get with it?
I mean, I think it's already done a fair amount of what I wanted it to do, right? Which is reach a lot of audiences and kind of get me to like have my foot in the door of the industry in Toronto and in Kingston, right? And be able to play and be like, hey, look, this is what I do. This is, you know, here's videos of me playing live, right? Here's my productions. This is what I can do. This is what I like to do, songwriting as well, right? But I think it's also just, it's become like a good platform to stand on for what I want to accomplish after, right? And I got a second album in the works.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That'll be good. I'm excited for that.
Cool.
And I think that'll just be bigger.
Bigger?
Yeah.
Bigger how? Little teaser?
Just like perhaps more grandiose songwriting. Maybe more in the stuff that I'm very akin and good to, like really strong at writing. Everest was like, I wanted to recreate sounds from 60s and 70s, and I wanted to use those instruments, and I wanted to write the way they wrote and produce the way they produced. And I definitely am happy with how that came out. But I think this is going to be more like totally in the bag, right? In the comfort zone, you know what I mean?
So it's like less so inspiration from others and more kind of what you want to do.
Yeah.
Cool.
And definitely still taking inspiration for how like a song should sound. Like for example, I have one that is written and it's like kind of like that Americana sound, right?
Okay.
So I'll use those songs that I like as like a production way to look at like what it should sound like and what instruments should be on it, but definitely more just kind of being true to what I want to write.
Sweet.
And I think this one will be collaborative, not the songwriting, probably some bit of songwriting, but like the part creation. I think we'll have like a whole band together.
The rusty trombones.
Coming
more
up
of the
with it.
trombones.
Yeah, or whatever they want to call themselves.
Every year they change.
They can change every day if they want.
Yeah, that's your bit.
Yeah,
Every time you go on stage, this is Michael Zuzek and the...
Literally. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Well, so while we wait for that new, definitely going to be amazing album to keep us entertained, it's my understanding that we have... Can I bring it out?
Yes, please bring it on out.
We have a Michael Zuzek Everest vinyl pressing coming out. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it'll be 180 gram. It's probably going to come out on the anniversary 1 year on sometime on August 2nd. Maybe it'll come out a bit later in the August. And we're going to get some pre-sale stuff figured out so we can all buy it. In the meantime, go ahead and stream it anywhere you listen. Yeah, Michael Zuzek, Everest.
There you go. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank
you
you
for sitting down for a little coffee chat with me. Been wanting to do that for some time.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, and that's everybody. That is Michael Zuzek's Coffee Chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. You want to play us out?
Let's get it.
Sweet. There we go. Coffee chat. Chat some coffee.
We chatted.
We chatted. Did we have coffee?
Still, yeah.
Oh my God. Delicious coffee. Thank you, Bohesh Tea Room. Sweet. Okay, cool.